YouTube. Neil from No Plot Blog here, bringing you episode 2 of Evolestria. In this episode, we're going to get out there into the world and start working on our first city. Now, in between episodes here, I went ahead and got some stuff together, got myself some berries growing for food there, and as you may have noticed, I built my jetpack. Also have my atomic disassembler. I kind of set this up down here as just kind of a temporary get things going. None of the structures at the base right now are permanent fixtures. They're all going to get replaced once I got resources going and kind of have some cities going. And kind of want to take this energy cube with me just so I can charge my jetpack and my atomic disassembler if need be. Also went ahead over here with these supply crates that I found in a village and have them filled with materials that I'm going to need. Netherrack. Oh, yeah, there's a reason I have netherrack in there. And hopseed, and that one's just excess stuff. I don't need that one. We'll take those two. And I did some exploring that way. I did some exploring early on, mainly to try and find some caves to gather some tin, because tin has been kind of problematic in this run for some reason. But I went caving and found some and was trying to find meteors, and I have explored huge amounts of this world and have not found meteors. And probably just bad luck on my part. I'm horrible with rolls of the dice. But without meteors, I can't really get into applied energetics. So, kind of mulling over what I'm going to do about that. Possibly might have to cheat. I don't know. But I'm going to let it go for now, because I still need to find a few biomes that I haven't found yet. And I'm kind of hoping that when I... Oh, I've got so much fertilizer right now, it's ridiculous. I'm not even going to touch that. No, not going to get it. But I have a few different biomes that I have to find for cities that I have ideas for. But I did find, as you notice over here, the waypoint I'm heading towards is called Cliff Village. That is a perfect place for the first city that I want to build. It's in the extreme hills. It's kind of nestled in a corner of 3 sheer cliffs. And it's perfect for this first area that I want to build up here. Kind of far away from everything, but I think eventually I'll be setting up a nether system to travel between the cities. And I think in the nether it's 1/8 of the distance between portals as it is in the overworld. And then I'll set up some sort of rail system in there so that you just hop on a train, takes you to where you're going. But for the time being, it is kind of far away because it is a very particular biome I wanted to build in. I'd like to come up with something I can do in this roofed forest here. Not really sure what I would do in a roofed forest. Maybe I'll make like a fantasy village, maybe something elven or druidic or something like that. But I mean, a huge roofed forest here, and it is a beautiful biome, and I'd love to do something with it. Still looking for a desert. I explored, I can bring up my journey map here. And I don't think I can zoom out any further, but you can see I've explored huge amounts of the world here. And those patches there are mangroves, they're not deserts. But huge portions of the world here. Found lots of villages, but I still have not found any meteors. But, yeah, I still have biomes to find, so maybe I'll come across meteors in the meantime. But I know from experience that I'm going to have to find like a dozen of those things to get the plates that I need. So I'm not really holding my breath there. But here we're coming to... Oof, good thing I brought that charging station, because this is killing my jetpack. But we're just about there. This is where I want to build my first area. Minimal amount of terraforming that I'm going to have to do. Mainly just smoothing out the cliff there. You know, if I was a smart man, I would have brought some smooth stone with me. Was I a smart man? Oh, I was a smart man and brought some smooth stone with me. The only downside of an atomic disassembler is it does not have silk touch. So, but yeah, I want to smooth out the cliff a bit here, kind of maybe bring it up a little. I'd kind of like it in level with that part up there. I really want to build it really tall. But first things first, my jetpack is just about dead. So let's pop that in the charger here. And I'm not going to get a lot of charges out of this energy cube. It is just a basic cube. But it should serve my purposes for the time being. And I'm certain I'm going to have to go back to my base a few times to gather other things. So maybe the next time I run back there, I'll upgrade this to the next set of, the next tier of energy cube. And maybe also upgrade my jetpack so that I won't need to charge it as often. But let's go ahead, okay, so I'm thinking things will start over here. So the idea is I want to build kind of a wooden ramp that goes up and around here, and at points will kind of branch off and just kind of form a scaffolding around the cliff face. And then I'm going to pocket caves into these cliffs here and kind of build them up with like a fire pit and some cave drawings. I've got some stuff plugged into Bibliocraft so I can do cave drawings there. And I'm kind of thinking I don't really want to call them cavemen, because I don't really want to call them cavemen because, yes, they live in caves, but they're really not going to be that super primitive. You know what else I did not bring out with me was my bed. There should be sheep close by. Yes. They're not really the super primitive cavemen that we understand. They're kind of the end of the nomadic tribes. So they found this area, and the soil is fertile, and even though I'm not using eucalyptus, I'm using hopseed just because I like the appearance better. They found those eucalyptus trees that were really easy to fell, and just decided this was a good place. And animals. Lots of animals around here. And they decided this was a good place to, instead of chasing the herd, settle in and start cultivating the herd. So that's kind of the backstory I've got for this city here. So it's going to be a lot of logs, a lot of stone, not really a whole lot of accurate building materials. They wouldn't have the technology to plank. The caves that they're going to be living in, I'm going to kind of try and have them have somewhat of a random layout, because they wouldn't actually have had the technology to dig out the caves. They just kind of found the honeycomb of caves in the cliff face and built it up to where they could use it. So that's kind of the idea I've got here. Now, one thing I'm not too sure about, and this is actually a good time to figure it out, is how these hop seeds act, or how carpenter blocks act when I don't have a carpenter's hammer. I don't have a carpenter's hammer. Everybody laugh at me because I came all the way out here without a carpenter's hammer. So you guys don't have to watch me fly 1.25 kilometers back to my base, grab a couple of pieces of iron to make a carpenter's hammer with, and fly all the way back out. I'm going to pause the video here, and I'll come back when I'm back at the Cliff Village area with a carpenter's hammer, and we'll try out carpenter's blocks to see if they're going to work the way I want them to. If not, we'll have to figure out something else. It's not a huge deal. So I'll be back with you here in just a second. All right, and we're back, and as you may have noticed, just to further my embarrassment in this, ooh, I did not notice that before. I'm going to incorporate that into the city somehow. You may have noticed I ran out of fuel in my jetpack. Actually, right over the roofed forest there, I ran out of fuel. So, I mean, not a long walk from where I ran out of fuel, but a walk nonetheless. So now I should be able to build a carpenter's hammer. If I remember the recipe. Oh. Straight up and down, not at an angle. That's why. Okay, so let's see if carpenter blocks will behave the way I hope they do. Just gonna, let's see here, right about here, I think, and pound that down, and, okay, not exactly what I was hoping for, but I can work with that. I wonder, though. If it's possible. No, that's how it's gonna lay out. Because I was thinking if I could flip the texture, that would actually be better. But I can work with that. That's not terrible. I can make that work for me. So then, I want to do 4. Yeah. And then we want to run it 4 long. There we go. And then the idea is this just ramps up the side of the wall. And I'm going to have to get underneath that to lay these blocks properly. And actually, well, that's where some amount of terraforming comes into play. There we go. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Okay, different plan then. Four, and then I'm gonna cut into that just a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut into that just a little bit. 4. Cut into that. And after that, we'll plateau. Okay. So then, it's going to give me a texture like that on top of it, but that's okay, though. You know what, though? I'm starting to think I don't care for that. Let's try something a little bit different here. Oops. Let's do wedge is, oops. Got enough for a few wedges there. Let's try something a little different here, because I don't think I actually care for this. We do not like it. Because that's going to mess with me as I get higher up. So it's going to be a little funky. But let's tear this out. And put wedges down. Okay, that I can deal with. Whoops. That I'm okay with. That does not feel nearly as funky as the half blocks were feeling. And then I can just, yeah. Yeah, then I can just lay it out. Actually, let's flip-flop those so they're closer in my inventory there. Then I can just lay it out like this. And I'm okay with that. That feels good to me. I can sleep at night with that setup. Because then it's just like they halved the log, and yeah, that's fine. I should put back the stone I tore out from down there, though, because I'm gonna lose sleep over that. So let's come over here where we've got our clean stone stored. Just grab a stack of that. Don't need you guys right now. And just fill that back in there. And this would not stand on its own, so I think we actually need to put like that. Does that look right? What would make sense? Whoa. Heh. Had that set to vein mining. What would make sense? If they tied in like that. That actually, but on this one it doesn't look quite right. And actually, that'll give it a little bit of depth if I bring it all the way up there. And then it's like these logs are tied in to those braces. That I'm okay with. Okay, we'll go with that. So let's just add that in over here as well. And the sun has set. The sun went down on me. Even though I told everyone not to let it do that. But, you know, as I search myself, it's someone else I see. So, there we go. I like that. That's going to be a little weird. No, we'll work that in when we have the plateaus where it swings around. That's fine. That I'm okay with. I like the look of that. And then, of course, these would actually come up one more. But let's not put that one down yet because I need to be able to get to the sides of the ramps. There we go, and that's how the ramps will proceed upward. And I actually don't think I'm going to put too much into framing the sides of them, simply because I'm thinking ancient culture. OSHA won't be a thing for tens of thousands of years yet. So safety's not really a concern so much as just build it to where it doesn't fall down. So I'm going to go ahead and we're actually getting close to time here, but I want to get a little bit more of this done in this video here. So I'm going to go ahead and pause and build up the ramp at least to the first tier, get it circled around, and then I'll come back to you guys and we'll see about hollowing out the first cave before we call it for this video. Okay, we're back, and I've got the first tier of the ramp built up here. I'm actually kind of considering, and I guess I can kind of worry about that when I get to the second tier. I'm actually kind of considering tearing this out and having it to where you have to walk along the entire tier, and then it kind of circles around and comes up over here, and I actually don't like the look of that or that. I might bring those logs in so they're actually resting against the wall there. That gap kind of makes it look a little funky. But we can mess with that a bit later. The important thing is I've got the spacing now. And not every gap will have a cave, but this gives me an idea of what gaps there are and where I can put caves. So I think just for our first one, I'd like to put one in right about here. And let's, actually, not going to need the hop seeds right this second. So I can put those back. What did I drop? Oh, my carpenter's chisel. And let's take a nap. Except it's not actually nighttime. Just incredibly dark. Really? I don't see the sun. We can call it nighttime. Oh. Really? You have a strange definition of what night is. The sun's dipped below the horizon. You gotta let me sleep now. Okay. Finally. Now, I'm going to put one right here, and I'm actually going to take all that out. And I don't want the entrances, because again, these aren't worked caves. These are supposed to be naturally occurring caves. So, actually, let me put the torches up there. That might actually be pretty cool as far as the long-term lighting plan. So, we're going to need that much of it to enter, but I think I'm going to dig that out over there and maybe that there. And let's actually... Don't need you. Need you. Let's actually replace this with a smooth stone, and all this down here, I'm actually gonna... Some of it's gonna be smooth stone, a lot of it's gonna be grass, because this area in here is gonna be where they grow their crops, where they tend their animals, maybe have like, well, I did say I wanted to utilize this into the design. I think that'll be where they kind of clean and what have you. So, not going to worry about the ground right now. But the walls I do want to worry about. And, just to make this easier for me to make it as random as possible, I'm going to switch to fast and just wham through this thing. And we don't want to make these caves huge, but we want to make them big enough. I think that's deep enough. Let's, and I'll clean all this up later and make it not so... We want it random, but not ugly random. So we'll go ahead and turn fast mode back off. Let's take some out of the ceiling here. Let's actually take that rock out. And we're going to take out this coal here and replace it with smooth stone. I actually do not want that smooth stone there. Bring that in a little bit, just to kind of smooth it out. And then let's tear out this dorite. Or diorite, or Dora the Explorite. And replace that with smooth stone. Is there any... Oh yeah, I got all this over here. Salt that with smooth stone. And I won't necessarily leave all this as smooth stone. I only grabbed one stack. But for the time being, just so I can get a feel for how the inside of the cave is going to look, we're going to leave it. Actually, let's just cover that one. And I like that gap in the wall, but let's smooth it out a little bit. And let's smooth that out a little bit. That I don't care for. And that's a little too square for my tastes. That's better. No, I like that. Okay. So I think that's a good basic shape for a cave dwelling. Let's grab a couple of hay bales. Because these people have to sleep. So I'm going to say right about here, we'll put his bed. And it's just simple hay bedding on the ground there. Actually would like it if I could elevate that a little bit, though. Is it a carpenter's carpet? I know that's being a little bit silly, but carpenter's hatch. That's more of a trap door, but trap doors sit pretty low to the ground, so that might work. Yeah. Let's use a carpenter's hatch, because this is a little too flush. I don't think it really conveys well that that's a bed. So we're going to make a couple of carpenter's hatches. Carpenter's block is such a beautiful thing, because I basically can... Really? Okay. Oh, that has a little handle on it, though. Well, let's see how it looks when... Yeah, that looks... Whoa. Okay, I forget how to... There we go. Hey, it's like one of those fold-out beds. I don't know. We'll leave that there for now, but I think I'm going to have to find a better way to do that. I'm not really feeling the love there. I don't have a flint and steel with me, but there would be a fire pit right about here. We'll just use netherrack for that, and then these are going to burn. I betcha. I don't know. I'll figure that out in a bit. But I think I want to set fire spread off for that. No. If I put them in the corners. Oh. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, I see all sorts of problem with that. I'm going to have to... Well, not much to do there. Just going to have to dig this out a little bit. And then replace those with smooth stone. And then I can put the fencing in the corners there, and it might not catch on fire. Of course, I don't have flint and steel to test it, but... and I need a couple more fences. And Natura. Well, you know what, though? Yeah, okay. No. We're okay with that. Because hopwoods are, well, eucalyptus is what they were cutting down, but when it comes down to it, hopwood and eucalyptus, when you turn them into planks and sticks and stuff, look pretty similar. And then I wonder how it would look if I took some cobblestone fences that actually looks like a decent fire pit. Almost wish there was like a half fence, and then I could build like a... Aha. Ladder. Carpenter's barrier. How much willing to bet it's not going to let me take a nap yet? No. Let's try something here. Oh, this video is running a little bit long at this point, but I want to see if I can figure out the fire pit. No, that's a carpenter's gate. We'll see if I can figure out the fire pit before we end this video here, for love of... I complained that my memory isn't all that great, but I don't really remember what I was talking about. Let's make 8 of them. And then try to take a nap. Yay, nap. Okay. And let's tear these out for right now. I can always put them back. Let's lay down a barrier, and if I hit that from on top, just makes it skinnier. Fatter, skinnier. Okay. There was another thing. Prism, maybe? I think that is laying down a wedge. Oops. Because it really shouldn't be a fence around there, I'm thinking. So if I lay that down and I kind of hammer it around. That's what I want. That's what I want. Okay, and then we can come in with cobble. And there we go. We give it a little fire ring. Okay. I need a couple more of those carpenter slopes. Let's, for which I'll need a couple more of those sticks. Let's go ahead and make that many for now. But there we go. I like that. That looks nice. A nice little cobblestone ring around the fire pit. We've got the hay bed here. I'll have to make a printing press to put paintings on the wall. And really, I wonder if I light that up. I really wish I had flint or gravel to make flint. Or I've got a water source over here. There should be gravel near a water source. Science! A complete fluke. I don't think Minecraft actually pays any attention to water is what makes gravel. Oh, really? Come on. There we go. But we have gravel. And I think there's actually a recipe. It says if I put 3 of those in there, I get a flint. And flint and steel. And we'll put that where the prism slopes are. And let's real quick light that up. And wow, we are way over time on this video, and I apologize for that. Let's go ahead and light that up, and I'm going to get into this corner here and see light level. I never remember where anything is. X, Y, Z, facing, location. Where's light level? Okay, well, eyeballing it, because Wally is, oh no, Wally is telling me, okay, 11, 9, no, I think just with the fire pit, it's safe, and that gives it the ambiance. It's dark and kind of cavey. So I think I like that. I just want to probably clean up the walls a little bit, maybe carve a little bit more out, and possibly replace some of this clean stone with another texture. I'll have to go through Chisel and see what we can do there, because I don't really want to put, well, A little bit of cobble here and there probably won't look bad, but I don't want to put a lot in. Mainly I just want to kind of get a little bit different of a stone texture to it, really. And maybe put some slopes in or stuff, or some gravel on the ground maybe. But for the most part, I mean, that's the beginnings of a cave. And we'll probably do like another one over here. Maybe one. Nah, I don't think there would be one in the corner there. I think it's going to be that cave there and another one over there, and then we'll put caves up here, build the ramp up to the next level, and keep going up and up that way until we have the whole structure built up. But we are way over time here. So I'm going to go ahead and call this here. But, you know, if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. You know, the more likes, the more subscriptions we get, the more people who know that we're here. And, you know, if there's something in particular you enjoyed about the video or something you would have liked to see different, please leave me a comment below. I read through them all. Sometimes I have to search for them because YouTube has a very strict idea of what could possibly be spam. But I do read through them all. And in the description below, we do have a link to the Feed the Beast website, which is the launcher that we're using to play this mod pack. I also have the pack code for this particular mod pack, which is Designtech. We also have a link to the No Plot blog, where, as the name suggests, we talk about anything and everything that's on our mind at the time. So, thanks for watching, everybody, and always, keep gaming.